King Cam _1 is triggered. Yo, this is Smart and Mild, live from LA.
Hey, what up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Episode we don't even know. We're still new to this.
Yeah, this episode something. And we had a few good episodes. We have 3 episodes coming. They're gonna be really good. Look out for those.
Sure.
We're gonna be posting them and all that good stuff. This week has been great. This month, I mean, it's August, dude. This year is flying by.
It is really flying by.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
But yeah, the summer's gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter in LA.
No, it doesn't.
That's one of the things that's really nice about living out here. I don't have that weird feeling because in Minnesota right now, summer's over.
Right.
That's starting to feel weird.
Mm-hmm.
Fall's dope, but right after fall is winter is fun through Christmas, and then after Christmas, you get done with New Year's Eve, and you're kind of over it.
Yeah.
We don't experience any of that.
No, we don't experience any of that. It's actually gets nicer in October, November,
Mm-hmm.
December because it's a little cooler, but it's still like nice and sunny outside. Like in
Always
summer,
go to the beach.
yeah, like in summer it's nice, but like then there's like I don't know fires and stuff like that, and the fires are coming. I feel like fires actually got delayed a little bit.
Well, we were watching a real nice fire. We were in Venice,
Okay.
and Chevron was on fire.
Oh, that's
this
right.
weekend.
Chevron got yeah, that's right.
And so the Citizen app had Chevron saying, hey, just so you know, we contacted some of our employees. They've told us that the fire is out.
Right.
That fire was still blazing.
Blazing hot. Yeah.
It's like the other people under that comment was saying, hey, I'm in Santa Monica right now, and I can still see the fire, so I think you should put it out.
Yeah. Liars as usual. I mean, oil companies. I mean, what do you expect, right? I always feel like why there's like literal in Santa Monica Beach, south of Santa Monica by El Segundo. There's Shell and there's Chevron.
Sure.
Like, on the water, like.
Yeah, that's where it happens.
What? Like I'm trying to figure out like what if something goes wrong? Like
sometimes they'll have little oil leaks and stuff.
Oh yeah, just seep it into the water, no problem.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a beach there right there or anything. Like no. Like the Santa Monica is there or anything. Like no. Like fuck those people, I guess, right?
Yeah, well, when we were at that party that everybody got COVID at, they couldn't get in the water because there was oil in the water. At the time. And that was in what, Manhattan Beach or something like that?
Yeah. So interesting. I mean, sewage spills. But I just find it interesting. No one gets in trouble. But I mean, whatever. Right?
So I got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah.
I heard that you were at a bar this weekend.
Oh no.
And
no.
you got into talking to a girl that you perceivably liked. And you started asking her for advice.
What? Okay.
Is that your new pickup line?
So, okay. Okay, so first of all,
you see an attractive girl and you start asking her for advice now?
First of all, I didn't know we were gonna talk about this on air, so it caught me a little bit off guard. Okay, so let's talk about this. Fine. You want to talk about it? Fine. So, I was at the bar, right? We were chilling. We're having a couple of drinks or whatever, and I see this cougar, right? And she was looking, she was kind of cute. And I was like, hey, tell me what's good. Like,
right? Were you just chatting?
Yeah, I was just chatting because I was like, might as well talk to this cougar. And she was real nice, right? She was very calm. And I was like, yo, like, tell me about, how to navigate these waters. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I sail this ship? You know what I'm saying? And she was telling him. And she was like, yeah, like I'm a little too, old of a ship for you. You little young buck.
Understood.
You're gonna need a little smaller, smaller ship for you to try out first. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah. But what about getting on this big ship? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do we do it?
Oh wow.
And and she was telling me things, and I was telling her things, and I don't want to get too much into the details, but long story short is I think I'm better equipped now. You know what I'm saying? I think
got it.
I think I got like before I was lacking like the safety equipment. I was lacking like a lot more propulsion. You know what I'm saying? I was lacking like the navigation.
Okay.
And I think I started to get more and more of that. You know what I mean? So when it's time to get to the big ship, I think we have the tools now.
Because you're doing a little banter and chat at the bar is what you're doing.
Yeah. Banter and chat at the bar, and then
just keeping it fun.
Yeah, my strategy when I talk to women, I think it's just do it. You know what I mean? Like what are we doing? It's one life. We're all gonna die. I mean, and these chicks were literally sitting in the bar, like all black, like it's like his friends, like 3 of them, like just sitting there by themselves. And I'm like, ain't nobody gonna say nothing? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. I guess I'm gonna have to say something because.
Got it. So you were doing for everybody else at the bar. You were helping them realize we need to chat.
We need to talk to them, and then like I'm doing it for the people, and of course, right when I start talking to them, these fucking dudes start coming in. Oh, I guess this is the time to talk to these girls. Fucking fuck you, dude, Mark, whatever his name was. So I was like, dude, okay, whatever.
Not our friend, Mark.
Not our friend. So whatever. But like, sometimes you gotta open up the waters, and the girls like that. And
because you're just trying to make the place fun.
Yeah, and they told me they like that. They're like, yeah, like I think you're cute or whatever. And I know, but sometimes you gotta start. Just start. Just go for it. And I like that. And we at Smart and Mild, we just go for it. You know what I mean? We just go for it. Like our boy Andrew Cuomo. Our boy Andrew Cuomo, like we think of him as inspiration, as just going for it because he
dives in. Well, he's obviously taking cues from his predecessors.
Yeah,
the Trumps and the Bidens of the world.
Exactly.
Because Trump went too far. We all agreed on that. You can't grab him.
Yeah, you can't just grab him by the.
But then Biden said, "But you can sniff him."
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yeah, and touch him on the shoulder.
But then, but Cuomo does it with. He says it's Sicilian. It's cultural.
Right. It's built in.
You just the holding of the face.
Right.
You gotta hold the face.
It's like and giving a little kiss, and I get it. See the Cuomo thing. It's a little funky for me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a little like. It is a little bit over exaggerated. Let's fully admit. Like I don't want to start going to this like whole rampage about this, and then like let's not talk about how it's like a little bit overblown. Okay, but
it's in the vein of what we've all collectively agreed upon, which is believe all women.
Right. And
which, if you say that, everyone can say, of course, you're supposed to believe all women. That makes sense.
Right.
But that is also coming with the expectation that there's no time that someone could potentially manipulate a situation to harm someone, even if they were in a superior setting.
Right.
So, like, the power structure and dynamics of how we actually live. Cuomo would be perceived to be in the highest power structure as, like, governor.
Yeah.
But in all reality, sometimes the hottest girl in the room actually has the highest power structure.
Sure. Absolutely.
It might not have the economic structural power,
but
like it certainly has the societal power.
Sure.
I have to say that I don't know what it sound like enough women. The problem is when you stack the numbers.
Yeah, the numbers.
And so if it is one person, we obviously should believe it, but at the same time we should say, okay, so what's the circumstances? Is there any potential of any other, blackmail?
Yeah.
Because when it is a person of higher stature, I do think it's okay to address the magnitude of it.
Yeah.
But then when it gets caught up, he was batting numbers 11, 14.
That's a lot.
He was in Tiger Woods territory.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up at.
That's what ended up.
I think when you surpass Tiger is when everyone goes, no. You've obviously violated your power.
Yeah, something's going wrong here. Yeah. And I get it, you know what I mean? But like, and so I mean, he just couldn't take the heat. Homie resigned. Homie's gone. You know what I mean? For the governor of New York. And
you think he's actually gone though?
No, he's gone in what now? It's like what 10 days? Is that from the effective day of 14 days? So he's done like 10 more days.
I think he leaves, he clears his name, and then honestly gets ready for a presidential run.
Why not?
Because that's the way that we are now.
Yeah, that's true. Because like you and then you forget, and then you be like, I saw his leadership in the state of New York, and all of a sudden I just want to agree with him and run with him. That's what Gavin Newsom's good. Totally.
And in 4 years. Or whatever time, he'd probably run after Harris. I don't know how it would work out.
Yeah.
But they're gonna say that the Trumps were the people that like basically funded the backhand of him getting out. But this actually came from a lot of the Democratic base.
Yeah. It totally did.
Even Biden was like, "You gotta go, bro."
Yeah.
Like you can sniff them, you can't hold them.
Yeah. you can't kiss them.
You can't like hold them like that.
Yeah.
But like you can, if you're just grabbing their hair. It's different.
Yeah, it's fine.
And if you're older.
If you're older, you have a little bit more of an exception. You have the senior discount exception.
Yeah, Biden gets that senior discount.
Yeah, I mean, I realize, it's just, I think, you're right. It's the numbers that stacks against you. You have multiple people kind of coming back to you with the same story. It's like, okay, like there's obviously some truth in this, and like now we have a kind of a problem, and I just think I don't really know too much about the guy. I don't really care too much about the guy, but I'm just the power of the state of New York and what they can do and basically like almost predict the way of like half the world. essentially, or no, it's half of the U.S. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So what they do is a lot of states copy, and so like for instance, the laws that are coming into place in NYC. This is off topic, but the whole vaccination, you must be vaccinated to be indoors in the city of NYC. That's gonna spread because NYC did it. You know, so it's like when you're in that level of power, it's like different than just being the government. It's like you're like almost like you like I said, like third to the president, one of the best states that you can be in. California,
well, he was next up.
Yeah.
I mean, after the way that it was perceived that he handled COVID initially, which everyone said like you are the gold standard. Unfortunately, hindsight's 2020. New York seemed to actually kind of blow it more than anybody.
Yeah.
He was like on that stage. All Democrats were looking at him every day and saying, "I wish President Trump could be half the man that Cuomo was."
Right. Right.
So I don't know how it's going to be handled over time. I think that they're just gonna bat an eye at Cuomo, and then he will find himself still in some sort of power structure.
He'll totally find himself. And speaking of those big power states, you know, even California, right now we're dealing with the Newsom recall in September 13th or whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone's voting to recall Newsom, and like he's getting his like power behind him, saying like no, vote no on recall. And it's just interesting because like you know his hypocrisy, you know, handling COVID and you know all the homelessness and the issues that we have in California. And I'm like, it's like, you know, I mean, he probably didn't touch anybody. He probably did. Who knows?
There's literally commercials out there with Newsom of saying, like, these racist Trump voters are trying to get Newsom out of office.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's not completely true.
They know.
There's a collective resistance against Newsom right now.
Yeah.
Saying, like, dude, you kind of just shut us down too hard for too long, and you shut down places, and then you would go to them.
It's interesting how he's pointing out the finger at, like he's doing exactly that.
Trump doesn't exist in California.
Yeah.
Other than like a very small part of Orange County.
Yeah.
Majority of your voting base in California is like this Democratic group.
Wow.
And like, and it's, I would say across the base, everyone's kind of done with Newsom.
Yeah. Yeah. No, totally. And then what's amazing is like, I'm looking at the banter on Twitter and, you know, they're basically saying, oh, well, don't let Gavin Newsom DeSantis your California because DeSantis fucked up, you know, all the cases in Florida with COVID and everything. Or don't let, you know, Newsom, you know, just what do you call it, the Abbott, Governor Abbott, you know, your California because he's just gonna take over, like let everyone go. But dude, like this guy, like he put too much pressure on the power and fucked it all up during the COVID. Like everyone was pissed, you know. So no, he chose a enemy as the Republican side, but we don't. It's not necessarily the Republican side. Like it's a lot of people from all sides saying "fuck you, dude." Like you messed us all up here, and you're ruining this state of California.
Well, there's this post going around right now of showing the different amount of vaccinations and deaths, and then ICU visits,
right?
And it's obviously a lot higher in unvaccinated areas, and from by the numbers initially, you look at it, you go, "Oh my gosh, that is crazy!" And all of my liberal friends have posted that video, or that photo, that Instagram, But if you actually look into that Instagram, the places that are unvaccinated in that space, based on the numbers they're providing, have a lower death rate. They have a 0.015 death rate, while the other group has a 0.2. So if in its enormity, the infection's spreading greater, but actually there's less deaths. So it kind of gets a little bit confusing. I think that people should obviously get vaccinated if they want, and it will definitely limit your chances of probably having death. But we still don't know. Like it's still like my body, my choice type of thing.
Yeah. I know we're still going over the whole thing. It's like I can never get over the fact that like the say my body, my choice people are saying like you must get vaccinated or else, or you're like ruining everyone else's life. It's
what this is my next theory, and we can get off of politics after this.
Yeah.
Watch how quickly though the climate crisis is going to turn into the COVID crisis.
Oh yeah,
because they've gotten us to this point, and I say they as this like collective they, this like higher power, this deep state. I don't really mean it by that. I mean it by our collective consciousness.
Yeah.
All of us agreeing upon something that we need to fight together.
Right.
We all can collectively say that like we have to be careful with the climate. This is the thing that we live on. The rock is so important.
Right.
But how we're able to do it and what we're willing to shut down, I think we're going to be slowly starting to get enticed to shut down our lives over the climate crisis.
Oh my God.
Once COVID finally clears, it's immediately saying, where does the pressure lie?
Dude.
And I think they're going to say, why would you go into work when the temperature is rising on Earth.
Why would you drive your car? Why would you use dirty diesel buses? Why would you allow some company who uses old trucks from '97 who's burning their engines inefficiently to burn off these emissions in the earth? Why would you do that? Why would you go to work? Stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Stay home. Everyone stay home.
It's because now we're finally in this place where like we've given concessions to the greater whole, which we always hope to do because we actually live in such an empathetic society that everybody was willing to shut their lives for the other.
Yeah.
But now when the science is coming back and we can kind of review that data, we're going, I'm willing to live with what I can live with.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to walk forward. I think climate's next.
Yeah, no,
it's going to be a huge pressure point of saying we have to stay inside for the climate.
I wouldn't doubt it because it's getting too hot. And dude, like think about how much plastic we used during COVID, just in general. Like for all the tests, all the vaccinations, all the this or that, the mask, the gloves, like plastic, just waste. We just used from COVID alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy hell. So I mean, I don't want to talk about policies for too long, but I'm just saying
that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. So but I do want to talk about a little bit about hypocrisy. I do want to talk about one little teeny bit of politics before we move on, because let's talk about our boy Ronald Reagan.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan back in the 90s.
You're not a fan?
No, I looked up something today, and I'm absolutely not a fan of this man right now.
Okay.
Because well, let's explain, right?
Yep.
So a long time ago, right? You can get married, right? And when you get married, there's this thing called like basically if you like I don't want to say anything in this place, but if you were to get a divorce, you have to be a reason why. Like it has to be like you cheated on me and I have to prove it that you cheated on me or whatever for me to get a divorce, or else I cannot do it, right?
Yeah, well, it's like kind of the old school like Christian values.
Yeah, exactly.
In a sense, right?
They're locked in, right?
Because like the church would be saying your religion is defined by God. Prove to us why you're unlocking this holy matrimony,
exactly,
in order to just run from what and do what
exactly. And there was a lot of issues on both sides. Like guys were just like, well, you can't leave me, so I'm just gonna go fuck other women, I'm gonna just do whatever I want, whatever. And then on the other side, it was women coming out and saying, well, some women are really like, well, I don't like you anymore, so you abused me, bang 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 bang, look you hit me. So it's like there was a lot of like stuff on both either side. Okay. Ronald Reagan had an issue, right? He had a wife who was getting ready to file for divorce on him, and claiming that like she was affecting her psychologically, right? So
like he was just being an asshole.
That was gonna be the reason why she filed the divorce. So he had pressure at the time in California to sign a law basically saying that we're gonna abolish no-fault divorces. So you can get a divorce for whatever reason you need to, right? All of a sudden it starts sweeping across America. Everyone started implementing no-fault divorces, right?
Got it.
Skip forward to today. We got this girl, PJ Tucker, or Brittany Renner and PJ Tucker. Let me preface something before I go.
I don't know where this is going.
No. Let me preface something before I go into this. Listen, there's beautiful women out here who are lovely, and they like you got the curly hair over. We got people in here who are lovely women, and you should get married to them, and you should have a happy life and have kids and happy whatever.
Who is PJ Tucker?
Hold on. And I think there's great women out there. They're like, just like Chris Rock said, there's black people, and there's niggas, and there is women, and there are so
don't blow this house down.
So Brittany Renner is one of those. So skip forward to today, right? We got this boy PJ Tucker, right? A really good basketball player coming out of high school, coming out of college, kicking ass, right? And we got this girl who's a who is just hopping homie dick left and right, to Drake, to rappers, to musicians, to this, that, and sees and she already posted on video on her Instagram, like, you got to get ball players because they don't use condoms, so you can fuck them and use them as child support. She fucking groomed.
It was a joke.
She says this on IG Live one day, right? So long story short, she grooms this guy named PJ Tucker, who's coming out of college, goes into the NBA, gets on the Hornets. This dude's like happy. He finally has his girl. She has a bad girl. She's probably has the great sex, whatever. And then all of a sudden she marries him because she's probably amazing, right? This girl named Brittany Renner, who's a known like homie hopper, right? And so
a homie hopper.
Finally gets married to her. Everything is, I don't know what happened, right? But long story short is Brittany Renner secretly filed for divorce on this guy, went to the court and like had the judge, like convinced the judge, whatever, to have PJ Tucker pay her $200,000 a month, son, in child support. And like support or whatever. It's like child support and the other thing.
I want to say like that's like getting close to the numbers that Dre's paying his wife.
Son, they did the numbers.
This isn't Dr. Dre paying his wife like maybe $300,000 to $600,000.
Do you think PJ Tucker, a brand new NBA player, is worth that much? Number one, and number two, that's $43 million in total from 0 to 18 for your kid, right? So secretly files a divorce, bounces on him, make the courts pay just for the money. Like, who needs $200,000 a month for their kid? Who? How?
Household living expenses.
Son. Okay. So
who's this girl?
So makes this dude pay do all this stuff, and she just like,
she's super cute,
and she's going back to the clubs. She's going back to the clubs and partying, my guy. So we.
No.
Listen. So Ronald Reagan signed this thing into law, basically saying because the quickest way for a woman to go into poverty is to do divorce originally, because you get a divorce and then the woman has nothing, especially if one of you were posturing and faking it, right?
Got it.
So I get
and
it.
that based on societal structure and how it usually worked out.
Right.
Guys had the jobs, girls were chilling.
Right.
Not chilling. Sorry, my bad. Whoa. They were building a happy home and doing the most important job on earth.
Right. So, and I get that because they didn't have time to work.
Of course,
they didn't have time to get, whatever.
It's a brutal job being a mom.
And then you're a mom, and then forever, so you don't have no training, so you're going straight to poverty if you get a divorce, right? Skip forward to today.
But hanging out and hoeing is not being a mom.
Yeah, you skip forward to today, and all
clubbing
of a sudden
is not momming.
Marry a rich dude, and because you essentially groomed him to get $200,000 a month. $43 million for your lifetime just because you had a kid with somebody and you probably knew you were going to do that in the fucking first place? Can somebody tell me?
So she premeditated it.
Based on her IGTV videos, someone needs to hire a fucking lawyer for PJ Tucker. I am so hot for my man because, listen, I know we're going to go get wealthy together.
Do you think he's going to lose the case?
I don't know. Who knows? I hope she loses the case because that is crazy to me. Can somebody hire a lawyer to help them with my piece? Like, please.
Yeah. King Cam _1. He is dealing with mental trauma based on this divorce.
This poor man.
You're dealing with it almost as poorly as thinking about like your parents getting divorced.
Yeah, like this poor PJ Tucker.
It's a disaster.
But in all seriousness though, this is like almost every athlete's like music or anyone's coming up like worst nightmare.
No, this is your worst nightmare.
No, this is my worst nightmare. So I think about this because like we're going out, we're going wild, and all of a sudden you're banging some hot broad, and now she's like, oh, like I want to get with you, and all of a sudden you're convinced, and your dick is convinced, and you're confused, and then you're like, okay, fine, whatever, and then all of a sudden she leaves you, no more pleasing, and then you have to pay $200,000 a month to this woman, like. I'm concerned. Like, it makes me sweat. I'm sweating right now thinking about it.
Yeah, because you're foreshadowing your own life.
Yeah, like I am scared. You know what I'm saying? So I just pray for PJ Tucker, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. And there are women, and there are hard in this place, and we gotta watch out because there is a difference, okay? And Brittany Renner is a hard. So I just wanna clarify that point, and I just want to move on because it's making me sweat, and I'm hot thinking about this right now. So yeah, it is my worst nightmare. So again, there are great women out there, and you should get married to those great women and leave these alone, please. Anyway, let's talk about Dennis Schroeder because Brittany Renner got a better deal than Dennis Schroeder. Literally, Brittany Renner is going to get $43 million for this settlement. And my boy Dennis Schroeder, he was going to go to the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
$84 million for 4 years.
He was kind of like our young stud, right?
Yeah, a young stud. He grew a three-point shooter. But
I always like how he highlighted like a little patch.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was dope.
That was cool. Yeah. Come from OKC. And he was pretty good, but he didn't perform at the Lakers standard because we were trying to win a championship. And don't get me wrong, we had injuries or whatever. But I
never saw anybody wearing his jersey.
No.
It never got to that level.
Yeah, I never got to that point. And you know, he was pretty decent, but like he wasn't good enough for, you know, he wasn't that good. But basically, long story short, he didn't sign the deal for $84 million because he wanted more. He wanted like $100 some odd million. Right?
Yeah, he was doing the whole like Latrell Sprewell. I gotta pay for my kids. Like I need more money.
Right,
I got a
right,
lifestyle to keep up to.
Right. But in all seriousness, at a certain level, okay. Let's talk about this though. You're in California, so that's like what 50% taxes, your agent, yeah, your fees and this and that. So you're actually getting like $30 million for 4 years.
That is weird when like a better player, probably pound for pound with what's happening in like a player in Texas or Florida, is making way more money than you.
Oh yeah. No.
And like their cost of living's all down. They're spending less money.
Son,
and then they come to your city and spend more money in front of you, and you're like, I can't.
Yeah, dude. Luka Doncic's contract for
he's taking it all home.
All home. She had $207 million versus LeBron James. What, like 238? Luka Doncic has more money than LeBron James' contract in this.
And he's just sending money home to like Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah, he's just like whatever. And probably living in like a $4 million house in Dallas. Like just fucking.
Yeah.
LeBron James has to live in a $30-40 million house just to have somewhat peace.
It's probably the same house. It's probably size and like space the same house.
Luka Doncic's house is probably bigger, much bigger.
Right.
So it's a different kind of money. So in a way, I actually kind of get it, because like it's not like you're just receiving $84 million. You're receiving like probably in grand total like 30 or less.
Oof.
So don't get me wrong.
Schroeder's out. The Lakers got old.
They got old, dude. What the hell, man? Like, so
they got cool players though. I love seeing Carmelo.
Westbrook. I'm trying to figure out how this fits, and I'm really concerned about this actually, because I'm looking at this team and I don't. Dude, our whole issue last year was injuries. Why did we get fucking this retirement home to our team?
Wait, so is Carmelo Anthony? He doesn't like play full seasons, right?
No.
That's not like his thing.
No.
Because he got TV shows.
He's kind of like a off the bench guy, good off the bench guy.
Is he a Real House husband of Hollywood?
No. But I'll tell you who is. You know, speaking of Real Husband of Hollywood, we got to be on set. You know, I don't know if I was gonna talk about this on whatever. It doesn't matter, because they were like pretty loose about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we were on set for Real Husbands of Hollywood. Nelly, by the way, is really cool. Shout out Nelly.
Okay.
He was most chill out of everyone.
Really?
Yeah. But everyone was cool too. Don't get me wrong. Like Robin Thicke was pretty chill. He was like kept doing his dance. He was trying to like perform. And then like we saw Kevin.
He's like TikToking. He's stuck in a TikTok.
No, he was just like, well, I can't tell the details about what happened there, but like it was just amusing. But like and then Kevin Hart was actually like, he was just being like Kevin Hart is almost who you think he is.
With a show like that, is it because when it's guys that are used to being on camera, is it less staged than the other reality shows you've been on? Or is it all just kind of staged a little bit?
No, it's all staged. No, so Real Husband of Hollywood is not a reality TV show at all. It's a parody of a reality TV show. It's a real show, but it's a parody of reality TV show.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that's understood from the get.
Yeah.
You think even the viewers get that?
No, they get it. Because it's total.
So literally, someone is feeding the person lines of "this is your character."
No, they're like, they have to practice their lines and say like it's full like what do you call it? Exaggerate. It's full exaggeration.
Oh, well, that's gotta be kind of fun.
No,
actually, it for the celeb, that has to be way more enjoyable than a reality television show.
Yeah, because I can tell like what they were doing. Like they were kind of like they don't have to follow every word of the script. They're kind of like,
because they still want them to be them.
Right. So exactly. So they're kind of like, you know, they were saying like some of the words of the script, but kind of like they would change it because
but there's like, okay, we're gonna set the premise of this current dinner.
Right. And they need to set it up to like from this point to that point. You need to change cameras, like that whole thing. So
funny.
So and that's a real show. Like it's known that it's not like fake or anything. It is. You know,
okay.
It's a show.
I love it.
But yeah. So we were on set. with those guys. Dwayne Martin, JB Smooth. I saw JB Smooth, which is cool. Which I was just listening to his podcast with Joe Rogan. Andrew Santino recently. So that was pretty interesting. And who else? Robin Thicke, Nelly, Kevin Hart, JB Smooth, Dwayne Martin. I think that's it. I'm missing somebody. But anyway, and then but what's interesting is like I have to tell you this off air, but like the conversation that they're having is amusing.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know, we just I don't know, What? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
King Cam's got dirt on all of Hollywood
They
at
got
this
dirt.
point. We are going to turn this. We're going to slowly slide into being more like a TMZ style, real like under the radar blackmail built enterprise.
Yeah. But we're not gonna say that like on air. But we
won't discuss it like that to the public.
Yeah, but
and that's why this is kind of like a cohort. Of people
right
that we're willing to discuss that.
Yeah. So it's fun because we're like kind of in it and kind of like so people that are watching the show with our like 8 viewers, it's fun because like you're really watching some crazy stuff right now, which is I find interesting. But we're gonna have more viewers too, so we're gonna be like 1,000. It's gonna be even more fun. So. And, I do want to talk about like our last basketball player. You heard about our boy J.R. Smith is going back to college?
I think he probably needs to.
I think so too, dude. I'm not gonna lie. My boy.
Did he go to college?
I think he. I don't.
He probably was good enough to just jump out.
Yeah,
I feel like he'd be like a one and done at max.
Like one and done, one and done and out. Because like guys that are that good, like it's just like. Like even the teachers are like, okay, like listen, you're really good at basketball. We're just gonna kind of,
yeah.
Okay. So and I've seen that before. I know people who are in the NFL, and I knew who he was, and I was like, oh, whatever.
You didn't do class.
I'm like, how'd you get to Arizona? I'm like,
not to say that I have any idea of his intellectual capacity.
Yeah.
But the only reason I even like we all joke about this is the fact that even on the court. He doesn't seem to be fully like I always thought of him. The reason he followed LeBron and LeBron liked to have him around is because you want someone who's close to you planning the party before you win. And JR had the plug. I'm sure it was like
the Hennessy plug.
He was just like, "Yo, let's go."
Yeah.
Even fourth quarter, he was like, "Yo, LeBron, you think it's cool if we slide through like 11?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, bet. Like get that table locked down." He's like, "JR's like, got you. Got
in Cleveland, got in whatever city he's at." So no. J.R. Smith seems like the Hennessy boy, and he's going back to college to get a degree in liberal studies, and he's gonna go play. He's trying to see if he can play golf, like with the college players, which is interesting.
What's so cool about this is we've entered this new area where these guys are so young with so much money coming out.
Yeah.
He could easily transition into something completely different.
Oh yeah,
where we actually know him as that more than as a basketball player.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I feel like the end of like your time.
I wouldn't doubt it.
There's gonna be times that there's gonna be these like I don't know. It could literally be like JR could start it like and he ends as like some like liberal scholar or like some random golfer and we're like, oh, that's actually most of our kids know him as that.
Right. Exactly. I mean, think about like the Kendrick Perkins of the world. Like he was a terrible basketball player. Now I just know him as a commentator who's annoying. You know what I mean? So it's like. They transition to things, whatever, and they make the most of it, whatever the case may be, And our boy J.R. Smith, I agree with you 100%. The boy does seem a little. I feel like he does need to go back to college, including myself.
No, he seems fun though.
He seems fun. He seems like a good party. I feel like someone maybe he doesn't need to go back to college to go back and party again with the boys. And I'm sure that's gonna be even crazier. Imagine you're like in college and you're like, "Yo, J.R. fucking Smith," like, and you're in my class. What?
You're a freshman?
What? Let's go out after. And he's like, "Yeah." Like
he probably is just watching all the Nelk Boy stuff, being like, "I want to go back to college.
I want to go back to college." And then it's probably the craziest fucking shit because like he has all the money, so it's like, dog, like. Your party just got upgraded like full fold. You were like, oh yeah, like first we're just gonna go to my dorm and drink a couple beers, and all of a sudden you're in like back of J.R. Smith's house with like strippers and like everything you need. Whoa,
it'd be awesome if he stayed in the dorms, but also bought a house like just immediately off campus.
Right off, yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I stay in the dorms.
Yeah, he's saying but like you guys can come back to my house. Like that would be crazy. So I mean, shout out to J.R. Smith.
Do we know what college he's going to yet?
Was it Virginia? No. I knew this. J.R. Smith.
Just going to liberal studies.
Yeah.
I don't really even know what that means.
That was like either Virginia or North Carolina A&T. Yeah.
Wait, he's not going back for liberal studies. He's actually going back just to be on their golf team.
I mean,
so you can be a pro in one sport, and then if you transition, you can be amateur in another.
Well, I mean that's a little. I mean, you're still amateur at golf, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
And people, I think, dude. First of all, let's talk about how college is already a money game to begin with. You know what I mean? So it's like, is it really, or does North Carolina A&T kind of just want the cloud with J.R. Smith coming back and his money? Because they can move some paper.
I'm surprised he couldn't have gotten like to a better school. You'd think he could get like to a pretty brand name D1 program,
UCLA or whatever. I mean, North Carolina A&T. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like a what do you call it? Like a what's it called? Like basically like a black college.
Oh, it is HBCU.
Yeah, HBCU.
Oh,
yeah.
so that's what he's doing. So I just don't know anything about it. That's probably like a legit college.
That might be part of it. Yeah, that might be part of it too. So,
cool.
I mean, I wish him the best, man. I think that's dope. I think everyone should go back to educate yourself. Even myself included. Eventually, I might. Well, I hope I don't have to be forced to if this show never works. But it doesn't work.
Right.
But if I have to, then I don't want to. But like I want to, if that makes sense. Like I love to educate myself. I love to learn.
But you don't want to have to go back to like tech school.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking shoot myself. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to have to do anything.
Yeah, if we don't get our subscribers up within the next 30 days, Cam has to go back to trade school.
I have to go back to college, he
has to just start at a trade school,
yeah.
something.
Yeah, at this
like
point,
become a gaffer or
electrician again. Like I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to climb poles. Like you're gonna be like fucking driving by and you'd be like, is that Cameron up there? And they'd be like, smart mouth. And it didn't work out. So I don't want to do that. I don't want y'all to see me on poles. You know what I mean?
So like and subscribe, notify your friends, hit that bell. This is Smart Mouth. We got to keep it rolling.
This is Smart Mouth, and this is why we love it over here. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about what's going on in LA, dude. Like, what the fuck? These fucking shootings on Melrose. Like our Melrose, we go to shop, we get shoes, we get clothes. And all of a sudden, like, there's fucking shootings over shoes. Like, what the hell, man?
Were they Jordans?
Good question. I mean,
so he just popped the teller?
Because one thing we haven't discussed about this is what shoes were they?
Yeah, because shoes are a weird currency. Yeah. People are willing to kill for shoes. That's not a new thing.
No, it isn't a new thing.
But popping someone randomly on Melrose that really has nothing to do with it other than to ring you up.
Yeah, that's a bit insane. Yeah. So apparently this is what we know. It's not confirmed yet because it's a little bit mixed stories and they're still trying to figure it out. But apparently the guy who was shot worked at Shoe Palace, and they were part of some raffle or something like that. And we don't really know what happened, but like I guess like there must have been some kind of argument or some type of altercation. But there was like these dudes just came up on him, shot him, and fucking killed him, and then ran away. Suspect still at large over shoes, dude. Over like a pair of. So we're like, the video was out and everything, but it's just like, dude, like that's fucking lame, dude. That's fucking lame. Like I don't know what else to say other than like whoever is a fucking loser, dude. And like you're not a gangster at all because being gangster is getting your money up so you can go and buy fucking shoes, not shooting someone that works at a shoe palace who's broker than you over fucking shoes. So whoever shot him,
that's actually kind of a good point.
Is a bitch.
Because you should have your stack bigger than that.
You should have your stack bigger than that. You should fucking be rolling out in the shoe places, especially on Melrose, and take your cash out and fucking.
And like tipping the teller $100.
Tipping them like a mother, like doing whatever. You just dropping money on the floor.
Because that's actually gangster.
That's gangster. You know what I mean? You got a bad girl on the side, rolling and getting into a fine car. You don't just fucking shoot somebody on the middle of the street over shoes and run away like a bitch. You don't do that because you're a broke bitch. That's why. That's what happens to broke bitches. And we don't take it nice for people who shoot people. I'm sorry.
Did you imagine what it feels like to scuff the shoes that you killed for?
That
would feel like shit.
You were running and you hit the curb. Oh.
Or like someone steps on you at the club and you're like, dude, if you knew what I did for this.
Yeah, like
I killed for this.
I guess I have to kill another one. But like I mean, like fuck, man. Like that's I just yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, but imagine like you.
Just that I've overpaid for things before, and I've like ripped it, or and it just hurts.
Yeah,
you're like, and then I don't like even buying stuff like that anymore because it's stupid and it doesn't work, and it like all material things end. But to scuff the shoes you killed for would feel wild.
Fucking brutal. That's brutal. I mean, dude, one time I had this little scuff on my white shoes, my all white shoes. And I decided to pour bleach on them, like on just the front part to clean them. And then instead of turning white, they turned yellow.
And you were mad.
extremely mad. And even more mad the fact that I went back to that store, right, to get other shoes. No, not Ross, the Nike store, and to get more shoes. And I saw the same pair of shoes, my size, sitting there. This is what happened. I see the pair of shoes. I'm like, should I get that? Should I get them again? Like, should I get a second pair of shoes? And then like, I'm watching this girl. She comes up like a couple seconds later. This is why you got to really act on your fucking thoughts. This girl came up and she looks at the same shoes. She goes, oh, interesting. Looks at them, pulls them out, tries them on, takes them, leaves. I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe the shoes are for me. Maybe they're for her. Come to fucking find out, they don't fucking sell those shoes anymore. That was it. That was the last pair of those white Nike Air Max 270 React, all whites that I fucking seen in my size. That was it. I just saw them walk right by. So, and they were on discount. They were in the clearance section. So, act on your thoughts. Get the fucking shoes. Don't be a baller and don't shoot people over your fucking shoes, you bitches. That was rant over. Sorry.
It's a beautiful thing. That's the thing. A good pair of all white shoes, it really does change your day sometimes.
Yeah.
But it only, you know what? It never changed your day. It only changed your moments because it actually ends up ruining your day at the end of it.
Yeah, it is.
Because those all whites will get ruined.
Yeah. We talked about that. Like, if I was like drinking and something happened to my all whites, I would never let it go. Like, I would be like, what the fuck? Like, I would be like
that's why we don't even let you wear those out anymore.
Every single minute. Like, I can't even like think straight. I'm like, I have shit on my shoes. Like, that would be really annoying. So, So I don't know. I just think people are getting mad over everything because, you know, like we said, like climate change. I don't know. Every time it gets hotter, like people get wilder, and it's not even like that hot yet. Like I feel like usually it's the fires are happening around mid-August, end of August. That's when it gets crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's getting pushed to like almost beginning of September, and I always feel like it gets pushed because like even before, like, you know, I always lived in California. It used to be hotter in like mid-July. Then it happened end of July.
Yeah.
Then it's like started beginning of August. Now it's like end of August. Now it's gonna be it's like climate change is moving. Next thing you know, we're gonna have summer in fucking December. So I'm looking at climate change with my own fucking eyes, and I'm like, oh, like it used to rain in like in Southern California in the wintertime. Like I always thought like it snowed other places and it rained here. Okay.
Okay.
In the wintertime. Okay, it makes sense. Then it, you know, revegetates everything. And it used to do that, like when I was a kid. It stopped raining when I was like 8 during the wintertime. And I'm like,
it's a wrap.
Is something wrong here? Like all of a sudden everything's dry, everything's fucked up, and I'm like, like I don't know. It's getting a little dicey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they're gonna make you quarantine until it rains again.
Dude. Like until everything's revegetated, quarantine.
And then there's gonna be like competing studies out figuring out that because everybody's inside, everybody's using their AC, and we're actually using more energy.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be like conflicted because it's like it's gonna say everybody stay inside, don't do anything. Then it's gonna be like everybody get outside.
Good. And then you're using the businesses ACs, which use more resources, and you're using your cars again. So everybody go back inside.
And then a year later, we're gonna just say like, you know what, screw it.
Fuck it.
I'm gonna just go back to normal.
Fuck it. And then Governor Newsom's still gonna be in power, and then he's gonna be like, we need everybody back inside, regardless of whatever the other states are doing. We need everybody back inside. And by the way, do not vote to recall me, please.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is gonna do.
It's coming.
It's coming. So I don't know about y'all, but this shit's crazy. We wish everybody the best. This is I don't know what else.
This is it.
Smart and Mild. I mean, this is a wild episode. More wild episodes coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out climate change. Shout out shout out Christians. And then shout out the Lord. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Shout out the Lord. So,
Amen.
So we wish you best. Smart and Mild. Love, peace, and chicken grease. We have a new episode coming to you next week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll catch you soon.
Love y'all.